Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to the show. In today's gaming news, Wildstar might be going free to play, Hearthstone comes to phones, and Trine III is hitting early access. I feel like it wasn't too long ago that we were having this exact same conversation, a subscription-based MMO potentially going free to play. Well, that came to pass with the Elder Scrolls Online announcing a buy-to-play option, which is now currently available, and it looks like the same thing might be happening with Wildstar. According to a report from games.on.net, major Australian retailers have been instructed to remove box copies of the game from store shelves. This was literally the exact same thing that was happening with the Elder Scrolls Online. Their instructions came through that you guys need to pull box copies of this game from the shelves, and then just like a month later, they announced that buy-to-play option. Now, there's also a discounted version of Wildstar available right now for $40 with limited time mounts and costumes available, or whatever the hell. I mean, it all just sounds way too familiar, doesn't it? Now, it is just this one thing. They're just removing box copies from store shelves. That doesn't necessarily guarantee a free-to-play transition, but there have been reports over the past few months that Wildstar isn't doing so hot. Definitely not as good as they'd like it to be doing. So does something like this seem feasible? Of course it does, and it's definitely a possibility that I wanted to make you guys aware of. Next up, if you couldn't already get enough of Hearthstone, now you can play it on the go on your phone. Beginning this past Tuesday, Hearthstone was made available on iOS and Android phones. Now, this is a scaled-down version of the game UI with the card hand pushed to the right side and mana crystals represented by numbers instead of individual crystals. You can tap on the hand to display it on the bottom to look more closely at your cards, but besides the slightly shifted UI, it's pretty much the exact same game. Now, when it first launched, I was actually having some issues. It was crashing mid-game 3 games in a row, and I'm like, this application is crap, it's not working. But then I updated my iOS, I restarted my phone, and since then I played several hours with the Hearthstone mobile app, and it's working absolutely perfectly. It's the same game. You connect it to your account, you get access to your entire collection, you can play ranked, you can play casual, you can do arena. It's Hearthstone in the phone, which I think honestly is like my ideal way to play, because frankly, when I play at the computer, there's usually other stuff I want to do, but if I'm, on the go, if I've got something going on and I've got 10 minutes to spare, hop into a ranked game, play a game of Face Hunter. I only need 5 minutes for that. It's really, really awesome. If you're even remotely interested in Hearthstone, this is a great way to play the game. I'm loving it. And last up today, it has been revealed that the 3rd iteration of Trine, the puzzle-solving platformer, will be hitting Steam's early access. Starting next week on the 21st, Trine III Artifacts of Power will be available on early access. Now, this series is its first move towards 3D gameplay over the typical 2D platforming puzzle solving that was in those first 2 games. In early access, the first 2 levels of the game will be available to play either in single player or co-op. If you take a look at the trailer, you can see some of the 3-dimensional stuff that they're trying to do, and some of it actually started to look like a 3D action, no, not an action, but a 3D puzzle solving platformer. I absolutely loved the first Trine. The art style, just the world that they were building. Didn't spend too much time with Trine 2, but Trine 3, trying something a little bit different, it definitely might be worth checking out. And once again, that's going to be hitting early access next week on the 21st if you are interested. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of The Feed. As always, thank you so much for watching. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. Sincerely, this is the most I've played Hearthstone in months. It is just so perfect on the phone, and I feel like I'm coming full circle now in the casual scrub that I am. Being able to sit like in bed at night and just play Face Hunter on the phone. Oh, it is so satisfying. It is so, so satisfying.